Hi there. I'm just setting up my very first beehive. I chose the flow hive, and I placed it in a portion of my yard facing south. It will be the entrance, and I don't have a huge yard, but if I put it over here in the corner, least disruption possible. This is where I've decided to set it up. I purchased it and received it a few days ago, and it is the cedar version. So I linseed oiled it and set it up here with the feet option. You can see works better for in the gravel there, and you just set it up so that these bubbles are aligned. It's a 3-degree incline, makes it easier to collect the honey later. And as you can see back here, there's also a bubble in the very back of the unit that allows you to level it that way. And then it has these vents right there, and there's a tray that fits in there, so you can clean that out. Let me get this back in here and put this back. And I've got the different levels here. So I've got the brood box and the queen excluder and a top. I also have the flow hive unit over here. Now I'm going to put it together just to show you what it looks like, but that won't be used for approximately 3 or 4 weeks until after the bees have established themselves in the brood box. And in the brood box, you can see these are just empty frames with a guide in them, so that hopefully the bees will build the honeycomb straight. And it's an 8-frame box, as you can see. So we're just going to put that together here. Initially, what I'm going to do is put the queen excluder actually on the bottom, because when I first put the bees in, I'm going to put them in the brood box here, and I don't want the queen to leave. And we're going to put the top and everything on the brood box initially and just run it like that. But I'm going to put it all together here and show you exactly what it looks like. It's a really beautiful. It's an artwork, piece of art. So all I've done is initially just put the brood box on, so you can see. I've got the queen excluder under there. Now after I put the bees in and they're established for about a month, I'll take the queen excluder out of there because she's not going to go anywhere, and then I can put the queen excluder on top of the brood box so that the queen can't get up into the honey area that is the flow hives themselves, so that all that will be up there is honey. So we're going to put the flow hives on top so I can show you and put it together so we can show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've put the flow hive box on. You can see it just sits right on top. Again, just really a pretty unit. And then on the sides here, just open this up and you can see into the sides. I've already gone through and tested every one of the flow hive units to make sure that they work properly, setting them and resetting them. And then back in the back here, you can see you have access, and you just turn this and you get access right to the flow hives. I'll eventually put the shelf unit here so it'll hold the jars as I feed them. And then this just goes back over the cover, right back in place. This is where you can insert the keys for the flow hives. And this is a neat little design so that they did this, so you can just flip this around too. Just like that. Alright, and then what happens is this top is the top that just sits on top of here. There is a hole here. If you want to put a feeder on top, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just leave that closed, and then the roof goes on top of that. Complete unit, once the bees are established, that's exactly what it'll look like. And the roof is really nice. Everything that they use is brass too, by the way, so it's really nice. And then these you can tighten so that it can hold the lid on for wind and that type of thing. But just a really beautiful hive. I've got space. I'll probably add maybe a second hive over here once this is established and going. I've purchased bees in this particular case that are coming from Georgia, and I live in Las Vegas. So we'll see how that goes. My next step, and certainly for the second one, I think I'm going to invest in a bee trap and see if I can't trap the bees that are around here. There's some wild bees around here. They come into my yard all the time to my flowers, so it's possible I might be able to catch a local swarm, in which case I think we'll see how they do. But that's it. That's the entire unit. It's really, really pretty. And I'm going to reset it up and show you what it's going to look like for the first 3-4 weeks. Okay, so I've taken the flow highs off, and this is just what it's going to be. I've got the cover right here. And remember, I've got the queen excluder on the bottom, so when I dump the bees in the top here, when I get them, then she won't be able to leave. And for about 3-4 weeks until they're fully established, I'll have the cover on, and this is how it'll be. That's it. That's the way she'll look for about 3 to 4 weeks. Really pretty. I painted the roof red, obviously, but other than that, I used the linseed oil for the entire thing. And I did 3 coats, by the way, allowing at least 12 hours between coats, and that completely waterproofs and protects the wood only on the outside. That's all that's necessary, and allows the wood to breathe and stuff, so hopefully this will last for years to come.